Parental Authority. Chapter 1, General Provisions. Article 215 states that a child cannot testify in a criminal case of the parents and their grandparents unless the testimony is not about the parents' criminal case. The child should not be involved in the parents' case. Chapter 2, Substitute in the Special Parental Authority. In Article 216 states that if the parents of the child is no longer the only one who has the right to take care of or be the guardian of the child are their grandparents, if they are still alive. Secondly, the sister, brother, who are 21 years of age, and the real custodian of the child over 21 years of age, unless incompetent or excluded. In Article 217 shows if the child is neglected, abandoned, and abused by his guardian, the parental authority shall be entrusted. The child will be sent to an orphanage or children's home, where they will be properly cared for. Article 218 states that the special parental authority responsible for the children while the child is in the school is the administrators and the teachers or the individual who involved in child care. The authority and responsibility shall apply to all authorized activities, whether inside or outside the premises of the school entity or institution. In Article 219, persons who have been given authority and responsibility to the child are liable for damages caused by the acts and omission of an emancipated minor. The parents, judicial guardians, or the substitute parental authority shall be the subsidiarily liable center, but they will not be held accountable once they have proven it that they exercise the proper diligence required under the particular circumstances. Chapter 3, Effect of Parental Authority upon the Persons of the Children. Article 220 state that the parents and the exercising parental authority have 9 rights and duties to unemancipated children who need to be respected. First, to give them their company, to support, educate, and instruct them by right, precept, and good example, and to provide for their upbringing in keeping with their means. As the child's guardians, it must be helped in all it needs. It also has the right to be educated and taught good manners. Number 2, to give them love and affection, advice and counsel, companionship and understanding. Of course, you have to feel the love for them because you are the one who is assigned to have the rights to take care of the kids, the ones they don't feel care alone. Number 3, a moral support and spiritual guidance must also be provided to them because they need it as a children, so that they can also learn to have self-discipline in other things. Number 4, to enhance, protect, preserve, and maintain their physical and mental health at all times. You will have the right to protect, preserve their safety at all times. Number 5, to give them a good educational materials that they needed, and they will need to be monitored for what they do and stay away from bad people who can influence them. Number 6, to represent them in all matters affecting their interests. Also, you should be there to support them in matters that can affect their interests. And in this sort of case, you can support them. 7, to demand from them respect and obedience. As their guardian, the child need to have respect for the elders. Number 8, to impose discipline on them as may be required under the circumstances. and every parental authority have a right to discipline their child in a good way. 9. To perform such other duties as are imposed by law upon parents and guardians. Every guardian have different duties and responsibilities to their child that based on the law. Article 221. This article states that parents and those exercising parental authority are responsible for their child wrongdoing, and this is in compliance with the law. Article 222. The court is entitled to find out who the guardians has a strong interest in the child might be. Article 223 states that the parents or in their absence or in incapacity the individual, entity or institution exercising parental authority may petition the proper court of the place where the child resides for an order of counsel, either of his choice or appointed by the court. In summary, hearing shall be conducted wherein the petitioner and the child shall be heard. Article 224. In the previous article, may require the commitment of the child, no more than 30 days to the children's care organization or institution, to the children's home properly recognized by the government agency. When committed, the parent exercising parental authority should not interfere with the child's case, but should provide his or her support. Chapter 4. Effect of parental authority upon the property of the children. Article 225. This article shows that father and mother have the right to the property of the unemancipated common child, where there is no need for a court appointment, because even if there is a disagreement, it will depend on whatever the father's decision is, because he has the right to decide, because that is stated in the law. Example, when the child's property is sold and the amount 50,000, only 10% of it should go to the parents or guardian, or the child is obliged to give at least 10% to the parent. Article 226. In this article, it is said that property of child earned with his work is included in his ownership or child ownership, where all his hard work or employment goes to support for his education, that the guardian should no longer interfere. In Article 227, state that it is the parent's responsibility to provide an allowance for the child. Chapter 5. Suspension or termination of the parental authority. Article 228. Parental authority terminates permanently. 1. Upon the death of the parents. 2. Upon the death of the child. 3. Upon the emancipation of the child. If the parent is dead, the parental authority is terminated. And also, if the child is dead, the authority of the parent is terminated. Article 229. Unless subsequently by a final judgment, parental authority also terminates. 1. Upon adoption of the child. 2. Upon appointment of a general guardians. 3. Upon judicial declaration abandonment of child in a case filed for FOS. 4. Upon final judgment of a competent court divesting the party concerned of parental authority. 5. Upon judicial declaration of absence or incapacity of the person exercising parental authority. Article 230. This article states that the authority of the parent or the guardian of the child may be suspended when they are involved in a crime, and they will be subject to a penalty of interdiction. Article 231 states that the court in an action filed for the purpose or in a related case may also suspend parental authority if the parent or the person exercising the same. 1. When the child treats with excessive harshness and cruelty. 2. When the child gives corrupting orders, counsel. Example, the parent said it was okay to steal. 3. Compels the child to beg. 4. Subjects the child or allow him to be subjected to acts of lasciviousness. Example, the child said bad words. For instance, then the parent allowed the child to say that kind of word. Article 232 states, if the person or parents who hold authority over a child and who let his child to be abused sexually, the court may remove the rights. For example, you are a father. If you rape your child, you will lose the right to the child. 233. If you are the substitute parent authority of the child, you have the same right to care for the child, just like a real parent.